Now for something completely different. I always like saying that. YFM's first youth conference, GRYND, is happening today. It's meant to spark conversations about content or contentrepreneurship, she'll correct me now, and exploiting the digital age. Keletso Bonolo Modiba, aka Lula Odiba, is YFM's weekday lunchtime host and will be facilitating a panel discussion. She'll be talking arts and design and fashion and style and so much more. And she joins us in the studio now to talk about the ultimate meetup for young people. Lula, thank you so much for coming. It is a little bit early for you.
Good morning.
I know for you rock star DJs, anything before 9 o'clock
yeah, it's a problem.
Is early. But it's part of the grind.
You understand?
See what I did there?
I like that.
So GRYND is happening. Is it the first time you're doing a youth conference of this kind? Tell me about what was the genesis for GRYND?
Yeah. So the genesis for GRYND, because generally Youth Month, YFM, is associated with party, groove, really the culture of what the station represents. But there is a culture that we found that is being abandoned, or rather not spoken about enough, and contentpreneurship is the word that you were looking for.
Thank you.
Right? So we realized that a lot of us live on our phones is because our phones make us some money, right?
Yeah.
So from style to design to gaming to content, everything of those kinds in our industry can make you money. And so we decided, instead of throwing a party, let's invite people and have experts in these certain fields to tell them how they made it and how they're making money so that they can shift their momentum and get to the grind.
Has this been because also of the kind of feedback you've been getting from your listeners that, yes, we want to party with you, we want to live your lifestyle with you, but we also want to make a better life for ourselves. Help us do that.
Yeah, look, it's undeniable the fact that, like, to survive, you have to have multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
So, like, forget the groove. For a moment, show us how we can make money. We can see the unemployment rate is something at around 40-something% in the country, and that's just young people. So it's not just we're not just trying to put this thing up, we're also trying to help young people. And that's why we have something like GRYND, so that we can sit down and find solutions instead of just speaking about the problems, you know.
I call you guys I call you guys, because I'm that old, the slash generation, because you're a DJ slash influencer slash style
mogul,
guru,
whatever.
slash.
Yeah.
And yes, it's cool because they say your generation they don't have the attention span, or they don't want to put up with the nonsense of the corporate world to say, I'm going to stay here for 10, 15 years.
Imagine the 9 to 5.
I want to
for a decade.
Talk about hours. Don't talk to a mainstream news journalist about hours, because you'll be here for a very long time.
I'm triggering you.
You are triggering me. Slash. But that can be there's a positive and there's a negative to that. Are you meeting your audience and these young people halfway to say, yes, you can have this amazing lifestyle, but it also still comes with a lot of work, because if you slash, it also means you're using every hour in the 24-hour cycle.
Yes, I always say, like, you know, with our generation and the age of social media, instant gratification is a real thing, where people think that you make it overnight. But as you say, you need slashes for you to live the lifestyle that people sometimes pretend to have and people genuinely have, because they have slashes, they have multiple streams of income. And in entertainment, it's not like a corporate job. We don't have benefits. Medical aid I have to take from my own salary and distribute it, even UIF and all of those
things. It's awful
things.
Being an adult, isn't it? Ugh.
Girl, don't get me started. I just got here and it's horrible. Like, take me back.
Terrible.
But you see, because we don't have certain benefits, you have to have multiple jobs to make sure that you get by, and not just for the next year, but for the next decade, for the very least. Which means we have to put in all the work right now, and this is why GRYND is so imperative.
Do you think that there's a negative perception that if you are able to make a living off contentpreneurship, off using the digital world to your benefit, that it's easy? Firstly, from young people saying, hey, I've got 10,000 followers on TikTok, give me your money.
Yeah.
It's not that simple, is it?
It really isn't. It's kind of like with me and broadcasting. People think I just simply talk for 3 hours.
And read jokes of the internet.
You know, and then I call it a day. But there's so much reading and preparation that has to go into it. Getting 10,000 followers doesn't happen just like that. You have to be interesting and consistent. It is a job. And you're doing it all the time, and eventually the brands will pick it up and you will get paid what you deserve. And unfortunately, it is the current currency is numbers. And to get those numbers, you got to put in the work. And with GRYND, we show you the perfect way and maybe the quickest and easiest way to get to the top without, we're trying to teach you how to work smart and not hard.
Tell us about some of the people and some of the experts that you've gathered for today's conference.
So we have Primo 19, who's got something like...
I even know who that is.
You know, you're not that old. So he's got something like 6 million views weekly on TikTok, and we've got Candice Mudisele, who's a presenter, actress, model. We've got the likes of Samurai Farai, who is a creative design artist who's going abroad with his gift, and many, many more people in the same breath and just as gifted who have enough insights to give us advice. So.
You know, when we do all of these stories about the unemployment rate, and especially affecting young people, the thing that really gets stuck in my throat is the big percentage of young people who they say, they call it have given up. They've given up looking for work. They've given up trying to find extra training or an internship or something. Are you hoping that something like GRYND can reach some of those people and reignite something in them that they shouldn't give up and that there are options out there?
Yes, and the whole reason why it's so intimate and small, of course it's our first time, but we're bringing the likes of Primo to make it so personal that you can see that it's so tangible. It's not unrealistic. Like, you know, a lot of parents, the older generation will think, because we're on our phone, we're doing nothing. But we're trying to show you that you can make money from this thing with a little... I mean, we have graduates sitting at home. The other day, I read a story saying that CVs are being thrown out, and our Panyaza said that, no, it's not a real thing. But CVs are being thrown out. They're not even considering CVs anymore. Kids are out here trying to apply for jobs, and it feels like a futile exercise, right? And so this thing, we're just trying to show you with GRYND that it is tangible. It is realistic. It's not far-fetched, and we can show you how.
And also that we can relate to you. We've been where you are. We know that where you come from, it's not easy. We know that you're the first to go to tertiary. We know that you're the first of many things, but it isn't the end. Right?
It's crazy. The other day, a friend of mine was in a taxi, and the taxi driver had the same degree as him, and they were both unemployed. You see what I'm saying?
And we hear those stories
all the time. And so we're really hoping that things like GRYND can ignite that passion and that hope at the very least. That, you know, you can take it to the top. You can be a bowler. You don't even need to stay here. You can take it abroad.
You're going to have the whole producing team resigning in the middle of their shift. Okay, so tell me where people can find out more. It might be too late for them to get to the conference. Where can they find out more if they want to find out after the fact?
It certainly isn't too late. We are still selling tickets. It's ticketpro.co.za. YFM, it's happening at Mill Park. It's called Atlas Studios. I mean, it's a stone throw from here. So please show up. It's going to be a vibe.
And if they want to follow the conversation and maybe glean some of that magic from social media, maybe they're not in Johannesburg, where can they follow online?
At YFM, the hashtag is GRYND with a Y, not with an I. And also at Lula Odiba, put everything after the divas and the dollars, because, baby, you know we all about this money.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lula Odiba, weekdays lunchtime host on YFM, but most importantly today, one of the panel facilitators at Y's very first youth conference called GRYND, taking place at Atlas Studios in Mill Park. What a pleasure. Please come and visit us again.
Tomorrow.
Okay, let's not push it. Thank you so much, Lula. And like you said, she said, just go on to either her social media pages or Y's social media pages to follow. Hashtag GRYND if you want to find out more about what's being spoken about at that very important conference later today.